me a second, please. Because I need to add y'all back. We wanted to share, copy. Idiot me forgot to run as admin. All right, kicking that one off, cause I'm dumb. If I pause that, it probably pauses chat. Can't do that. Okay, that's fine. Excellent connection. That's good. We're good. Okay, all of you will be back in a moment. Oh, and we got viewers. And we got viewers. And yeah. You know, I should probably toggle timestamps. That'd be a good idea. Anywho. Hi, Joanna. Welcome back. Sorry to the rest that are probably still getting home, but that is why we have a chatting session, so that you guys don't miss gameplay. Although I'm not actually sure if you watch this for the chatter, which would be interesting. I don't find myself to be very interesting, but apparently I can talk a lot, so just need to get me on the right topics. But here it's like I have a problem speaking, so, you know, not sure what that is. Anyway. Just need to up that a couple seconds. Holy crap. Raw is doing some weird things today. Anyway. Yes. Oliver, hello. Oh, I'm very quiet. Wait, hold on. Is that a joke about me talking too much? Or is that a statement on the fact that my mic is, like, somehow picking up the least of all thing? I actually don't. Give me 1 second here. I want to see. Okay, so that's really low. So this is like super high, but I don't know why it's doing that. It's like all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna not be. Maybe I'm not loud. I don't know. Okay, well here, this is a bit louder. I'm not sure, but there we go. Heavens knows the music that's gonna come through for Cyberpunk is gonna be like loud and in our face, but you know, however that's gonna be. I was talking before about things, and I kind of got sidetracked and forget where I was, because that's a thing that happens. Yeah, volume quiet. Yeah, saw that. Okay. I am running the stream on normal latency, so if you're expecting fast like response in the chat, don't. It's going to take it about like 60 seconds to a minute and a half for it to update, and that's just so that, you know, I can maintain a good quality connection. It seems that though the stream is loving to say that I have a poor stream status right now. So if you're gonna tell me if the stream quality is poor, that'd be great, because it seems to be running at a decent amount. What one notification? Dropped frames detected. 25% over the last 2 minutes. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just gonna assume that's because I'm connected to some server in the US, and that's gonna be my problem. But, you know, like, I could probably connect to one more local to me, but then that would cut the connection of the stream, so I can't touch that. So, fun facts. Can't change it. All right. If it gets to the point that it's like, you can't see what's going on in the stream, it's likely me, and let me know, because, like, I want to know if I'm not streaming right. I put on latency so that we would have less dropped frames. It would be more published. But evidently my stream quality is poor, so loving that. I'm going to also probably blame my processor on that because that thing is ancient and it is doing its best. I would like to get something that is an i9. I am probably going to have to go down to an i7, but that is fine because the current one is an i5 and it is very hard. Okay. That said, my processor is still old. This baby here has gotten me through a lot. But, oh, yeah, just because I saw that on the stream, on the playback. But I did the whole trans nails things. Because, I mean, like, you can't see the difference between the white and the pink, really. But there is a slight difference. I've also chipped almost all of these, because why wouldn't I? But trans nails. Because I'm trans. That's not apparent. If anyone's walking in on this and hasn't figured that out yet. Yeah, trans and gay, hi. Welcome to the stream. That said, I have had an interesting couple of, like, weeks. I took time off because, like I said, I wanted to kind of figure out who I wanted to be and, like, how I wanted to be, and I didn't want to hold myself back anymore because I've always done that, and I've always been more reserved, and I kind of hate being reserved. I've always hated being reserved. I've always had regrets about not doing the things that I wanted to do. Like, I hated holding back like I've held back for, like, so long. I just don't like it. It was, I think, like, my greatest regret out of childhood, besides not coming out earlier, even though that probably would have ended very badly. It probably probably wouldn't be living today if that was the case. Things were really dark. Anyway, side point, the whole situation with, like, just my life in general is, like, even post graduating high school, like, I wish there were opportunities where I wish I just kind of jumped at them instead of holding myself back. I wish I kind of went for these opportunities. There was, like, opportunities through school that I wish I just took because I didn't, and I hated it. And I was like, oh, that's something I really would have wanted to do, but, you know, I just it felt like I had to keep hiding, even though at that point I probably didn't need to. It's just, it was what my normal was, and I was used to that. And rather than change for the better, I kept telling myself as I was fine. And, like, I didn't really have the words for it until 26, when I actually started looking into what being transgender was. But I sure knew I hated myself and everything to do with me being a guy. And yet somehow, with those thoughts in my head, I still remained an egg for years. For literal years. I remained the biggest egg on planet Earth. For just no other purpose than to just not change. And I kept telling myself I was fine. I was, you know, I didn't need to go to these things. I didn't need to do these things. But now it's like, you know, screw it. Like, I'm 27 years old. I feel like I've barely lived my life, and I've had all of these amazing opportunities to share some amazing experiences with the people I'm close with, but I never took them. And I regret that. I do. I wish I'd done more things. I wish I'd pushed to go places, or even just pushed to do things instead of just putting it off for something else. Like, I wish all the times that I didn't show up to something, whether it was a friend event or a personal life event where I just chose to do nothing or play video games instead. Not that playing video games was a problem. It's just I chose that over doing those things. And I despise that. And part of that still haunts my personality. And I know part of why that exists, some of what that exists, is due to what I'm assuming may be ADHD. I hyper-focus on the wrong thing. I can have something that I'm supposed to do in front of me, and I will just not have the mental energy to do it, but I'll have the mental energy to do something else that is way more intensive or energy consuming than the thing that is in front of me. And I can't bring myself to do the one thing that is like low effort and something I should be doing. It's like I have the energy for the high effort thing and I can hyper focus on it and I can get it done, but the one thing that I want to do in front of me, I can't bring myself to do. And I hate it. I dislike it. It is probably the worst part of me, and I have tried to fight it for years. And I have done things where like I cleared my entire schedule and I just stared at doing this one thing I wanted to do. And I would stare at the equivalent of a wall for like 5 hours and just hate myself throughout all of it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't understand why. It's not like I don't have the drive. It's not like that I'm exhausted or I don't have the energy. I want to do it. I just can't. And I hate that because I feel like that's kind of halted a lot of what I could have done. Like I kind of feel like I could have done a lot more with my life up to this point if I'd been able to do that. Like I kind of thought that like in school I would have been able to excel better if I'd actually just studied more, but I could never bring myself to do that. And I would study like a day or two before the exam and I would do fine. But then the courses that like were really hard, like calculus, I'd study it so I'd understand it, and then I get to the test and like I wouldn't be able to focus on the test. And I hated myself for that because it was one of the reasons that I didn't do too well, was because I knew what I needed to do. I just needed to zone in on it and I couldn't. My brain kept wandering to different places as I'm trying to do a mathematical calculation, and I just kept fighting to bring myself back. And I realize now that from just meeting with a community of people that have ADHD, that there is a lot about that may, I'm saying may because I don't have a diagnosis for this, but that may be because of ADHD. And it sucks because like I want to change that part so bad. There's just things I want to do, but then I'll just focus on the wrong thing. Like I'll have plans to edit video or do a video or create a video, and I will instead spend the next 6 to 8 hours playing a video game instead and getting lost in that. And I hate it. I know that if I did this thing, I'd actually feel good. But I can't bring myself to do it. And I don't like that part of me, but it's a part of me that I'm beginning to think isn't something that I can personally change. I've started bullet journaling. I've started keeping track. I've started making lists and ticking things off because it lets me know where my progress is. And the more detailed the list gets, the easier it is to complete the task because I can focus on doing the little things that lead up to the big thing. And that seems to be the way that I'm able to motivate, is like I need to write everything down and just be like, this is what I'm going to do in a day. It's not planning out my day. It's not being like I do X at X time. It's just this box needs to be ticked. And I want to tick those boxes. And so I actually tick those boxes. But there are some boxes that I've written in there that have just remained completely unticked. Even though I really want to do them. It's like I can't, I get fixated on something else. Or I've done enough ticks in a day. And it's like, that doesn't feel right, but it's definitely how things are going. And so it's like, there's something I'm fighting here that I just can't seem to get over. And that was one of the things that I wanted to kind of explore and figure out. And that's why I kind of needed a bit of time, because I didn't know how much of that was related to me as a person, or if that was related to something else. I just needed time to figure myself out, especially with this plurality thing. The fact that like were 6, now 5 other voices in my head that just, we talk. It made things a little difficult for a little bit, because before it was like I was kind of ignoring that they were there and I was just kind of doing things. But then once I realized that that's me. That's who I am, has always been this person who talks to themselves. And I mean, like, anyone who knows me has heard this. You've heard me talk in front of the mirror. You've heard me, whisper to myself. Because that's how I think. I say something, and then a part of me chimes back, and it's the way I work through things. Like, it's me. I can recognize that it's me, and I have memories of everything that the other ones talk about. But I can also not be there for a conversation and come back in and ask questions and kind of know what's happened. But maybe not necessarily the specifics of that particular conversation, but I can kind of know what's happened because it's the same memory space. It's just different personalities talking. And I had a bit of a struggling point because that was part of the whole who am I question is, am I just singular, she, her, or am I plural? Which, plurality. So am I they, them? And I don't know the answer to that per se. I like the pronouns she, her, and so I'm going with that for the time being. Because all parts of me identify with she, her, and that makes sense. We are one individual, but it was still a question that I had to ask, and for the moment, I think I've landed on my answer, but the thing is there's just everything else about me that I don't really understand. It's kind of a bit weird. And at the moment, that's just kind of my life. And so it took a bit to kind of get a grasp of who I wanted to be. I want to be more outgoing. I don't want to be as reserved. Because I've always been reserved, and I've always kind of hid myself. And it's like, you know what? I'm 27 years old. In a world that is currently very much struggling with the idea of just trans people in general. And it's kind of hitting as a now or never point. Like, there's not gonna be a better time to come out because it seems like everything is poised to get worse. And so I want to be more out there. I want to be more of myself because I don't know if tomorrow if I'm gonna get that chance. And so, especially with, like, I know that we live in Canada, but especially with whatever happens in the United States, it has an echo effect. And I'm worried about that echo effect hitting Canada in a way that puts us starting to go down the same path. Canada has made strides for LGBTQ rights and freedoms and everything. And there's hopes, especially in where I live, that, the local provincial government is going to make changes for trans care that's going to be really beneficial. And, there's hope in that. But then I turn my eyes to south of the border and I see just how bad things are kind of getting and the broad strokes that are being made that are not quite too great. And it makes me wonder, like, how much time do I have left? How much time do I have left to explore this part of myself, to be this part of myself? And so I've taken a moment to kind of just reflect and, just consider where I kind of want to stand for the time being. And that is kind of what this whole exercise was. There were some fun incidents in between. I absolutely got misgendered by someone that was adamant on making sure that they used the name that they chose. I didn't give them my dead name, but they came up with a very masked name for me, and that was apparently going to be my name for the rest of the day. And even the person from HR corrected them, and they still refused. Like, they didn't say, like, oh, no, I'm not going to use that name. They just went, oh, okay, and then turned around in the next sentence out of their mouth, used this name that they decided was going to be mine. And it's like, okay, great, I love this. I'm wearing literally exactly the same thing I am now. It's not unobvious that I have tits. And I'm skinny as fuck, so it's not like you can't see something's going on there. I know my voice doesn't match. That's fine. I need to work on that. That's okay. It's gonna take time. I got it pretty decent, all things considered. Kind of up and more close to femme. But they chose a name for me that was male and went for it. And I was like, after about the fourth time, I was like, I'm gonna go and let Trey handle this, because Trey walked by. And then he's like, so why were they calling you this name? And I was like, oh, they just chose that for me, and they would not let it drop. We corrected them several times. And he's like, oh, that's great. And it's like, yeah, have fun with that. So my boss was like, oh, great. Yeah, that's gonna go over well. I was like, okay, that's great. Just hand things off. I had something similar today where, like, the guy did not know my name, but was insistent on using like I don't have a problem with the terms like dude. Dude is fine. Put that as gender neutral as you like, or as gendered as you like. To me, that one doesn't bother me. But don't call me bro, because I am not your bro. And then it was like, all right, man. And it's like, I know you got this low-key vibe going, but I'm done. I'm done. I just looked at him and went, if you need help in the future, my name's Talia. I'm the girl on the right side of the spine. Let me know. And walked away. Like, yes, I get that can be considered sort of neutral, but when you put it and stack it on it over and over again, to me, it doesn't feel neutral. It feels very gendered. It feels like you think you're talking to a guy and you're throwing out like bro and man and, even the occasional dude into there. And it's like, in that context, no, that's a very gendered conversation, and I don't want to have that. I want you to understand that while this voice sucks ass, and I get it, I'm trying, that this shit ain't easy. This isn't something I'm doing to be, I don't know, all of the things every single transphobe basically says that I'm existing to do. No, I'm doing this to try and feel like me. And the one thing that does not feel like me, or the two things, I guess, that don't feel like me right now, is my face, which I hate, and my voice, which I hate. And I want to fix it, but it's hard. It's difficult. It's exercise. And I've changed it. I've raised it. It's polish at this point, and a couple other things I'm struggling with that I'm not doing now because I don't feel good with it. And so it's like, I think the one thing that this world struggles to understand about trans people is just the level of effort that we go to get where we are. And I think the assumption is that like doing this is easy, and it's not. And especially when dysphoria hits, it can halt every ounce of progress that you're attempting to make, because it makes you just want to shut down, curl up into a little ball, wear a baggy sweater, and cry in the closet, okay? It's just, it makes you just want to find someplace small and enclosed, or at least for me, small and enclosed, that isn't like suffocating, that I can just hide in. And like, I know that this is a thing for me, because whenever I'm eating at work, I find a corner somewhere where no one can see me, or where I can see them coming before they see me. Like, I will be sitting behind shelves with an eye through a crack at the one spot that I know someone can come through, with the express purpose of being able to smack that mask back on my face, so that they can't see what I look like. Even though that when I'm on stream, the mask is off. And you can see it. I just can't bring myself to let people see it in, I guess, with their own eyes and not through some sort of screen or filter. Which I guess YouTube is counting as a filter. Even though there is nothing filtering any of this, you can see how ugly this is. At least that's what I see. And so it's like, I know that I hide myself away, and I know that I would prefer a small office someplace where I can just get my job done and pop out and do work as I needed, because that would be great for me. But the job I do doesn't really provide that, because they want everyone to be on the floor and easily accessible. And it's like, okay, but here's the problem. I don't want to be easily accessible because half of you have like problems that you should be contacting me through the proper channels. Like, I get people like to walk up to people and be like, can I get assistance with this? And I get that. That's fine. But like, when 3 to 4 times out of my day someone is interrupting my work to try and get something done that they haven't even submitted documentation for me to do my job, the answer is no. But I can, of course, never bring myself to say no, until recently, which was, a hard thing to learn. That, like, I can look at someone and be like, I need you to follow the correct procedure. I need you to go and... Sorry, my nose is just being a dick right now. I need you to go and, just... do things right. Like, I need you to go and make documentation for your issue so that we can, log what it is. And it's just like, I've discovered that there's like a nice way of doing it, being like, okay, yeah, no, I can absolutely help you with that. I need you to go and make documentation. Yeah, like all the time. Yeah, it's just like, I can help you, but you need to follow these processes first. Oh, well, it's quick. That doesn't matter. I need you to go and make this so that I can actually log work for myself, so that my bosses know that I'm not sitting on my butt all day, or that I haven't just walked off into a corner somewhere and am spending, a couple hours doing nothing. I need you to document your work so that I can do my job. And that apparently is a foreign concept to some people. That, like, I have a job to do. I have people that look over my shoulders. It seems like they're like, oh, well, this is easy and quick. No, you don't understand. I don't care if this is 10 seconds. Document. I need documentation. My bosses require documentation. I used to not do documentation. I used to just get stuff done. Want to know what happened? I got pulled aside and had a very long talk to. That was about an hour long. That nobody wants to go through. I can have that same conversation with you if you'd like, or you can make the ticket. Like... But it's just... Yeah, saying no is something that I've kind of learned to do. Like, no, I can't do this. Or, like, this is kind of a bit outside my wheelhouse. Yeah, submit a ticket. Please go and submit a ticket. I can't assist you until otherwise. Also, my favorite one is, have you contacted our general service desk? Like, for IT? Have you contacted entry-level IT for this particular issue? No? Great. Have you taken any troubleshooting steps? No? Fantastic. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes doing the thing that you should have done in the first place without the people that you should normally be contacting. This is going to take longer. Now you want to create a ticket. Well, that's fantastic. Unfortunately, the ticket is now with me and your system is now mine. Like, I don't work in the level of IT that's like, oh yeah, have you turned it off and on again? Have you... check to see if the power's on. Have you done X or Y? Let's check your settings. It's like, no, I'm in the IT where it's like, okay, if something is like gone through those steps and is certifiably broken, we fix. We make them the physical systems and we send it out to you, or we get you to come and pick it up. But if you're not going to do those steps, then we're going to go through all of those steps. And I'm going to make it so it's 5 minutes between my responses. So by the time that we're done, it's the end of the day. The other guys would have had this done in 30 minutes. But I'm also working on stuff. I've got systems to make and get out for people with confirmed issues. And they come first. And it's like, it's order of priority. New people in, we say hello. Everyone else that's been through the queue already, we're working on their stuff. You can wait. And so it's like, that's the whole mentality. And it's like there's those other tasks and jobs that come in, and they have higher priority. And so it's like, yeah, if you want to go and make the wrong ticket and not get assistance, or have, I don't know, like, if you want to have an issue that's something that could be easily resolved with our other IT team, then you should contact them. Because just in case it's something easy, it can be done in a matter of minutes. But my group of people, who I work for and work with, we don't deal with that. We're stuff is broken and we're here to fix it. Or you need more equipment, that's great, we can provide it. And we'll test it before it leaves. But if you're expecting us to run IT, that's the last thing on our list. I've had people have been like, it's 3 days since we could get a response. Yeah, it's 3 days to get a response from the team that does not do general service desk IT. Like, I also love it because they lie on reports, which is great. They're like, oh yeah, we've checked all of our sound settings and everything is fine. So then we finally get to their issue. Because like, we get to their issue because it's at like the top of our list because it's a confirmed issue, right? They've said that they've done troubleshooting with our IT team because sometimes that IT team doesn't make tickets for them. So we just kind of go off of whatever they've got. We ask them for screenshots. They say they're waiting for them from their agent, but this is what they've done. So we remote in and you know what we find out? IT troubleshooting has not been done. The settings are clearly right there with none of the stuff changed. And so I've got to change it and be like, okay, so this is what happens. Next time I want you to contact our IT team because they can resolve this in a matter of minutes. And yeah, it took us 4 hours to get to you. This could have been 30 minutes. You had to wait 4 hours till we got to you. We got to you today because we thought you had a serious issue. You need to contact our IT team as the front runner. And if you don't provide a ticket next time, I'm just flat out closing out your case. Now, of course, I'm not allowed to do that anymore, so I basically have to be like, yeah, if you don't do that, then it's going to take more time. Because if I find out that you haven't done, like, basic IT work, then you immediately go from the front of my list to the back of my list because I've got more important people with confirmed issues that did things right that I'm going to handle first. And so it's just like... Cup of coffee. Do not change the process. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's sometimes the attitude that our boss brings. He'll be in a meeting and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we want to change this. We want to do that. We want to like have IT be more responsive on SLAs." And his response is like, "Yeah, that'd be great." It's just in the chat, and it just completely undermines their whole like, "We want to make a better functioning IT team." He's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to have more people to do that. It's like, we're sitting in the meeting and it's like, oh wow. That's fun. Great. Glad to see that my boss has the same level of humor as the rest of us do. When someone comes in and they're like, oh yeah, I need like a new laptop and I need it by today. Thanks. And they walk out and we all just look at each other and be like, yeah, that'd be great. Where's the ticket? Like, you need a new laptop? Fantastic. Ticket. Like, and they're just like, oh, I was told I didn't need one. No, you need one. Even yeah. Even like, I kid you not, the direct assistant to a company owner needed to put in a ticket to get a system made for them after their computer borked. Now they were high priority and we got them done that day. Like, that was the only system I worked on that day to make sure it got out. And they were happy about it. But then they're just like, I got other people who are like way under that, way less important, no offense, than someone who is directly assisting one of our company heads. Be like, oh, I thought I didn't need a ticket. It's like, no. You need a ticket because I need to track what I'm giving you. Because the stuff you're asking for is in no short order or terms expensive and needs to be ordered in. This isn't like I'm getting this today. The only people that get same-day service are the people that can pay for same-day service. So if you have to make a request, you are not at the top of the queue. And yes, SLAs are a trigger phrase because they keep being like, oh, we need to bring our SLAs really low. And it's like, I would love to, except in about 6 to 8 weeks coming up here, 2 months, we're going to be slammed with making new systems for new clients. Every single one of us. We're talking 40 or 50 new systems a day. The fun ones are the 130 that we need to put out that happen within 48 hours. To put out 130 systems in 48 hours? Oh, our SLAs tank. And then they're just like, oh, well, IT has like the worst SLAs out of the entire company. No crap. I'd like to see you, with just 2 people, put out 130 systems. Because we have systems going out, but then every single one of those fast systems we make generally has issues. So we have 2 people running system creation and credentials and everything else creation. And then we have 2 other people who are on IT tickets, swamped up to their ears, trying to handle issues that are coming in too fast to solve at the same rate. So yes, as time goes on during that period, it goes from 24 hours to 48 hours to 4 days to 6 days to 2 weeks of before getting a response. That's just the nature of the situation. Yeah, 65 each. Except the thing is that usually what happens is one person is really fast at putting together systems and cabling and putting everything like together that needs to be like put together, like power cables for monitors and everything else that needs to get done out. And I mean, the monitors aren't the most like expensive thing on the planet. Trust me, they're the cheapest stuff that they could buy, but they work. And so like you need to cable, test, and make sure everything runs. And the fun fact is the systems, when we plug them in, like most systems when you first create them, before driver updates, this sucker with a base like Windows 10 operating system will only report to VGA. You stick in 2 monitors, it doesn't know what the heck you're doing. You have to do the updates to this machine and its like background drivers and everything before it's going to do what you need it to do. So you plug in 2 monitors and everything looks like it's working until you do those updates and the second monitor clicks to life. And then you discover that the monitor is this ugly color of green. So the question becomes port or cable? Port, cable, or monitor? So you swap out the cable. That doesn't change anything. Okay. So it's either the port or the monitor. So you swap the cable over from the working monitor. And the green's gone. So great, it's not the monitor. Was it the fact that we got 2 bad cables in a row? So you put in the old cable to the system next to it that you know that works. And it's white. Everything's fine. Everything works. This is great. So it's not the cable. It's the port on the damn system. The one thing that is the hardest thing to replace. I've had like 4 or 5 of those occur per like system creation and release. Like 5 of them. And you don't know which one it is. The other ones, it's monitors, because someone has like, you plug in the monitor, it looks like it's fine. You plug in the monitor and it's spider cracked. Like someone smacked it with a rake. And it's like, great. Or I see one and it's got like a writing on it. And it's like, okay, well, there's a little bit of penmanship on it. We can kind of scrub that off. You know, we just need to be a little bit careful. You then power on the system and there's spider cracking over that writing. Which means someone put a sticky note on their screen, like right over their screen. And then in the upper corner, just wrote so hard they broke the screen. But because they never moved the sticky note, they never knew they damaged it. And so they just sent it back. And so now we have a broken screen that I have to go and tape off and write off. The fun ones are the ones that are just so bad, they're just static. They're so damaged, they just display anything. And those ones are fun. The best ones are the ones that crackle. Because the circuitry in the back is fried. It's like, great. You have to carefully pull that out, stick it off to the side, write, electrocution warning. Like, those are fun. I've been, electrocuted once because of stupidity. And that is because I tried to pull a CMOS battery out of a live system and bridged something. And that hurt. So, not fun. Um, haven't done that again. I was warned against this, and it was great. It was like, okay, yeah, no, we're fine. And then it was just like, I didn't realize that it was plugged in. And so I popped the battery out and then bridged a connection somehow with the tool that I was using and got shocked. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Never making this mistake again. Like, hand numb, sucked. Like, fingers down to like here was just numb for the next 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, great. And they're just like, do you want to get checked out? And I'm like, it literally just shocked my hand. I don't think it went through me. Like, I didn't have my hand on the desk or anything. My other hand was, behind my back, like I normally, like, friggin' do. And so I was like, okay. And then I just bridged something, and it just shocked me. And I'm wearing, like, rubber boots and everything. So I think I literally just bridged something between my hand, and it shocked my hand. It hurt. So, it was fine. Never doing that again. But yeah, no, that was fun. Those were fun times. But anyway, I had a couple other I actually don't know if I covered some of these in the last one. So for those of you that aren't aware, I am active on Tumblr as well as Reddit. I try to be as factual as I can on Reddit. Let's be honest. You're not going to change everyone's heart, so I just kind of post on there, and it's like fun little advice and stuff like that and personal experiences. But I do have a Tumblr account, and there was something that I mentioned because I had this happen to me while I was at work, and I don't know if I ever touched on it in a video, but I'm going to, because I'm going to here, because I want to make sure at least I can like tick it off that I've done this. Because it was the wildest situation for me. Because I didn't know how to handle it in the moment. It was just, I had this, sorry, it's just like, I was just remembering the moment, and it's just kind of like triggering, but, I had someone talk to me at work, and I don't know how far back this is. But I think I might have talked about this. They asked about, like, if I still had a dick. And this kind of came up relatively recently, again, because there's a good point to make. And their whole reason for why they thought that it was appropriate to ask that was they had a nephew or a family member that was, or even, like, it could even just be for, like, a close friend, but it was a nephew, a family member, that had come out as trans and had been very open about what they wanted out of their transition. And I don't even know how far back this is. There's no timestamps on Tumblr, so it's just kind of like whatever. But this kind of came back to me at a later point because I had someone ask. It was more polite, but it was the same shit. And I got clocked as trans, which is fine. I'm not exactly quiet about the fact that I'm transgender. It's something that I actually kind of take pride in because it took me a while to find my way here. Why wouldn't I be happy that I finally found myself out? I mean, I absolutely wish that I'd had a different life because as much as I have enjoyed the discoveries, there is, of course, the desire that it all could have been a little easier. And I used to think that made it so that, I wanted to be cisgender, in the next life. If that was a thing, I'd love to be cisgender. But I came to kind of realize that that's not the case. I'm kind of very proud of where I've come to in being a trans woman. I fought for this. I survived long enough to become this. And to me, it's as harrowing as it has been in certain situations to just kind of come to terms with the stuff that I went through and the things that I survived and the trauma that I've taken away from all of that, to kind of ground me into realizing that some of the stuff that happened was real, because part of me just didn't want to believe that I'd gone through those things. To kind of have that trauma in a certain way kind of made me realize that it was all real. And I kind of took a moment to kind of realize that it's not that I wish I was cisgender, it's that I wish being transgender was easier, because I wouldn't give up who I am. The dysphoria and everything, it sucks. It's debilitating. It can put me on the couch. It can make me kind of waste away the good parts of my day, post-work. Work can be fun in certain respects, depending on what you're doing and if you enjoy what you're doing. But the bulk of your joy comes off of being at work. And I'd spend the bulk of that time sleeping or curled up on the couch or looking through my phone and just scrolling, because dysphoria would make it really hard to even play video games. And even though I've gone through that debilitating mess, I can say without a doubt that I wouldn't trade the whole experience for being cis, because the people I've met, the people that I meet, that open up in a way I don't think I've ever had other people open up in just me being transgender, has kind of afforded me, I guess, a look into people that I wouldn't trade. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, it's just provided a look into things that I wouldn't trade as a person, to sort of be something that I'm not, if that makes sense. Like it at one point it was like there was this wish that, like, I wish I could have been born a girl. I wish that I could have been had a more girl's childhood. I wish I could have expressed myself as I was younger. I wish I could have had some of the experiences that I did as a girl instead of playing at being a guy, or just had different experiences entirely. I used to think that, but the thing is, I kind of came to realize that the same thing of me playing at being a guy would be the same thing as me trying to be cisgender. If you could, without a shadow of a doubt, fix my voice, change my face, make me look undeniably female so that no one else would know, change my records, remove everything online that I've ever said, and just let me be a woman without having the trans background, I would still choose to come out as trans. Because as harrowing as that coming out can be, cisgender is not who I am. And that realization has been one of the things that I've kind of come to terms with. And that is, I am perfectly fine being trans. Being open about it is my personal thing. I don't mind telling people about my experiences. But the one thing I won't tell people is whether or not I do or do not have a dick. And so when I have someone come up to me and ask me if I'm going for the full transition, like am I doing all of it, and gesture to me, the answer to that is one of these. Because I don't know where people get off thinking that that question is okay. You don't look at somebody who's flat-chested and ask them if they're going to get a boob job. You don't look at somebody who's male and in tight pants and ask them if they have a small dick because you can't see a bulge. You don't do that because it's insulting. So how is it that my transgender nature means that you can ask me whether or not I'm planning on getting certain surgeries or certain procedures done? I'm not... Give me a second, something's in my eye. I'm not a novelty for you to question and explore. I'm not on display for you. As much as my appearance may change and aim to be more feminine, I'm not doing that for anyone else but me. So that I can look at myself and be okay with what I see looking back in the mirror. Because right now I can't. And I know that once I remove one feature that I dislike, I'm going to dislike another. And I know that once I change one thing, it's going to be something else. Because this is a process. But it's mine. And so I don't get where people get off asking me, am I going to go for the full transition? Do I have a dick? The answer to that is fuck off. Because I don't care if you have a family member that's trans that is okay with letting you know that they want gender reconstruction or surgery or conforming or sexual reconstructive surgery or whatever you want to call it. I don't care if they're okay letting you know that they want to change their sexual organs or get top surgery to either remove or add boobs. I don't care if that is their intent. That they are okay with letting you know what they plan to do to their body. I have no obligation as a trans person to tell you that. And I'm going to say this to other trans people because I know the question's there. If you wouldn't, I don't want to say if you wouldn't ask it to yourself, because I know some of you absolutely would not mind being asked about it from another trans person. I know some of you are more open, and that's fine. But still don't. Because the thing is the other person you're talking to may not want to divulge what they do or do not have, or are not going to get. It's not anyone's business but their own, and theirs alone. Now, obviously, there is certain things to consider, and I'm saying this, that those certain things come down to the individual, but this comes down to a certain degree of safety. That not generally, if you are going to be intimate with a partner, and you do not have, I don't want to say the expected parts, but you haven't gone through certain surgeries, you may want to let that partner know, because if they haven't figured it out or you haven't told them, they may have a response. And there are some people out there that come off perfectly fine and okay, but then they find out that you're trans. They didn't read the signs. They didn't figure it out. Or you even had it on a dating profile and they just glazed over it and didn't notice. It can be dangerous. Because there are people out there who have flat out admitted, celebrities that have flat out admitted, that if they found out that their person that they were dating or the person that they were planning to get intimate with was trans, they'd kill them. And that's not an idle threat. There are people who will go out of their way to harm you if you come across, if they discover that you're trans, or if you have the wrong parts. In quotations, wrong parts for them. And so in certain cases like that, it's a matter of safety. That is up to your discretion. Please be safe. That is up to the individual's discretion. Beyond that one very specific instance where it is a be safe kind of thing, because I've had someone else deliberately tell me this and explain this in great detail, that if they are passing in all regards, they have no obligation to tell the person that they're with who they are, whether they are cisgender or trans. And you know what? I completely agree with that. If you've gotten all those surgeries, you have there's no obligation. The only other sort of statement to do it is in a safe circumstance. Like, be safe. Don't tell this person in a private dinner or something like that. Like, make sure you're public when you let them know. Because if the person decides to get violent, you may need the support of those other people around you, or at least those other people are probably going to do the one thing that the society loves doing, and that is videotaping everything, and that videotaping can help you. So, like, it sucks. It really does. To those people who are discovering they're trans and they don't have a supportive partner, or haven't found a supportive partner, or are just in the dating game, it can be dangerous. Be safe. But beyond that, don't ask someone what they've got in their pants. It is none of your concern. The statement that I have flat out made to someone is, I'm not fucking you. You have no, right to know. The only people that I'm ever going to tell are those I'm intimate with. And they are the only people. With all due respect, never ask a person like that anything like that. That is no difference. That is no different than asking a guy if he has a small dick, or a woman if she plans to get a boob job, or weight reduction. Like, it comes up because I got asked, am I going for the full surgery? And it's like, or for the full transition, and it's like, that's the second time that's happened. And y'all need to back the fuck off. Because that's not okay. That's not okay. I know every one of you in chat gets this. But to me, it's happened 3 times. I've been misgendered like a total of 5. Because, yeah, my voice doesn't pass. It doesn't do a good job. The body is starting to match a bit. And the face is definitely rounded out a bit more. It's not where I'd like to see it. But, there's also other things that are in the way right now, mainly facial hair. That's one of the things I'm removing. Personal choice on that. But, damn. Just think before you speak, people. It's not that hard to consider, would I want someone like this, asking me personal questions like this? And the answer is no, and the chances are you're not supposed to be asking those questions. There's one other thing I want to bring up, because this is actually interesting to me, or at least interesting in the perspective of gender, and that is that I came across somebody recently who was very vocal on the fact that they didn't understand why trans people were trans, like why they made that, in quotations, choice. Trigger word right there, giant red flag. Anyone who says being trans is a choice, or assumes that it's a choice, generally not a good person. There are some people who identify with the fact that discovering that they were trans and choosing to follow being transgender and transitioning is their choice. And I can agree with that. But to some other people, it's not a choice. It was literally between life or death. And that's not a choice. That's something that you need to do, because otherwise your end result is death. And so for those of us that had that suicidal ideation, for those of us that had those thoughts, that struggled with that, it wasn't a choice. It was a matter of survival. It was either die as something I wasn't, for at least for me, die as something I wasn't, or live with a bunch of crap that doesn't need to be there for something that I am. And that has just been my life. It was, I tried not to be, because I was told not to be. And so I tried. I honestly, earnestly tried and failed. Because it was killing me. It was making me not want to live my life. And so I made a change. And I can say, like, when I first came out, it was just, I didn't understand how people could I was living it, but I just couldn't understand that this is how all of you felt. That you just felt okay with who you were, even though I was very much not passing, and I didn't have I wasn't on HRT at the time when I kind of had this sort of realization. I wasn't transitioned. I hadn't, or I wasn't trying to transition. I was just kind of came out of it, and the realization that I am me. That I am trans, and that I am okay with that. That makes sense to me. That I'm a girl. That there's just a level of passive joy that you do not get when you are telling yourself to be something you can't be, or something you're not supposed to be. That passive level of joy of just knowing that this is going to be my life, that I'm going to get to do the things that I want to do. It's not hope. It's capability. It's this feeling of you can do it, and that it is available to you. It's a level of happiness that is so passive in everything that at the time I didn't understand that this is like, it just struck me that like this was how everyone else felt. That you know, you were okay with being who you were. That being this way was normal. And it struck me that just hating myself, hating my face, hating my body, hating my hands, hating where hair grew, hating the way I interacted with people, hating the low voice, strangely, and not having any context to it, just hating all of that. And remembering the little times in my life where I took real happiness were the moments where my voice sounded really girly, or I managed to mimic someone from my class as my voice was dropping. You get those little cracks. I was able to mimic somebody. Those were my happy moments. That the happiest moment in my life was riding in a convertible with my spouse, top down, sometimes up, in a woman's shirt from the Gap. Pre-transition, pre-realization was my happiest memory, because it was just a nice, average day. And realizing that those memories were because I was, like, those were good memories because I was a girl. And as much as I was telling myself I wasn't, I could never be happy with not being who I was meant to be. And so it was just this realization that it's like, for those of my friends that have been with me for a long time, you like being guys. I never did, and I never understood that. It seemed weird. I wish I could step over the fence and feel what it was like on the other side. I never realized that was me being, hey, guess what? You're a giant fucking egg and you're trans. Like, it never clicked until after slowly transitioning as well. It just clicked even more that it's like being happy in yourself, just knowing that this is me and I'm confident with this and that this is who I am. And being able to kind of smile at that and just know that, you know, it's me and I'm comfortable with it, is something that was, you know, what? Oh, my thing refreshed. Hi. That was weird. Are we on a new stream? Yeah, I don't know why you're dropping frames. Dropping a lot of frames there, buddy. Okay, so we're back. That's fine. That was interesting. That was a drop. Glad to see we're back. But yeah, no, it's been wild, and we're back to having a problem, huh? Yeah, we just really can't maintain a strong stream despite the fact that we're on normal latency. Viewers will experience buffering. That was the point? You're like, stream status, poor. But what issues? Here's the hard part. What issues? Like, I want to stream games, but I can't do that if I'm having frame drops. Can I? There probably is no way to do that, huh? I'd have to, like, fully kill the stream. Yeah, cannot change these settings while you're live. That's fine. Output. Streaming, audio check, hardware, yep. CBR, 4500. Okay, this is just, like, a pain. Can't change much of this. It's just streaming, and it's just telling me that it's like out in a certain sense. There's nothing I can do. Awesome. Okay, so we're basically just having problems. There's a 20-second delay. Yeah, and we're back to having a problem again. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Maybe. It is. Interesting. Interesting. Anywho, we seem to be having a bit of 40% last 2 minutes. Wow. All right, is everyone receiving the stream all right? Like, it says that, like, there's like 3 of you watching. But anyway, I am just reading through chat real quick because I kind of went on a tangent. Thank you for the compliments on the looks. I personally think I look like shit, but that's also because I've got like a bit of 5 o'clock shadow starting to poke through, and I kind of need that to happen. There's a few areas that I'll need to patch up, but it's all for tomorrow anyways at 4-ish. I'm getting more lased off, so hopefully it's more damage. Because I really enjoyed playing out those little loose black hairs and watching them just like scratch and just fall off. It was great. I loved that. Itchy as heck. By the way, getting your facial hair removed itches and also burns. Because it's a laser? But, you know. Anywho. Okay. It keeps telling me that it's like things are poor. And so I don't know what's going on with that. Um, I'm just assuming stuff happened. Anywho. I kind of want to play video games because I haven't done that in a while. I mean, I've played video games, but like I haven't like recorded in a while. I mean, that's because for some reason, and I'm assuming it's my processor. Like I'm not assuming it's my internet. I'm assuming it's my processor. And what's happening is it's struggling to keep up with what the video card's outputting. Is everything else on the system should be fine. The only thing I could think of is probably the motherboard, but I was told that if I was going to be getting a new processor, that means I'd be needing to get a new heatsink. If I'm getting a new heatsink, there's usually some deals with like motherboards and heat sinks and everything so that like you can get the processor and stuff like that. And so I was like, that's probably a good idea to, get a dedicated heat sink. And so the whole process I looked at it and was like, it's probably going to be, a lot. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, well, I'm sorry it's skipping. Like I said, it seems to be that the stream is like goes from excellent connection to we've got a problem, and I'm assuming that's my processor crapping out on me. Um, it's the oldest part of the system besides the motherboard, which seems to be holding out just fine. Um, and probably the thing I strain the most. So, like, if I'm looking at a new processor, I'm looking at a new motherboard, and if I'm looking at both of those, probably a heatsink as well. And so, depending on how much all of that costs, because I haven't looked up what a gaming motherboard costs. Usually around $150 to $200. Yep. That tracks. I don't want. Why would it be $500? I don't need that level. Everything got more expensive post-COVID. Kind of sucks. Okay. I want to do Intel because I'm not running an AMD graphics card. 3.2, that's great. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's like some decent ones. Like, I just need to make sure that you have at least... Well, there's the graphics card slot, and you've only got 2. That's the annoying part. You've only got 2 for RAM. That's like the one thing I notice with a lot of like motherboards is like they only offer you 2 slots now. And it's like, can I get 4? Can I get... Can I get 4 slots? But it's like the 4 slot ones seem to be harder to come by, or at least way more expensive. Like they jump in like $100 a price point. Like granted, I've got 2 16s in there, which should be fine. But that does mean that like I'm gonna need to be spending higher on the, instead of just getting a couple more 16s, I'd need to like get 32s. I don't understand why that's a thing. I want 4. Is it too hard to ask for 4? They're also really small motherboards. But hey, you know, things get smaller. Anywho. Yeah. I mean, for me, I've got a decent graphics card for the time being. And I mean, it's none of the games that I'm really playing are like top gen or top tier new releases. I do have 32 gigs of RAM in the thing. And I think the one thing that's really stopping my system is the i5 6700 that is just sitting in there in need of replacement. Because I've got a 1660 Ti, and that should be fine. Plus with 32, should be fine. I shouldn't be having a problem streaming, especially some of the older games that I want to be streaming. I just think that it's the processor and the motherboard's a bit old, and it needs a little bit of work, and that's okay. Like, you know, I've already got the storage space and everything that I want for it, really. It's just... it ain't cheap. It sure ain't cheap. So we're going to try and play video games. And I've checked to make sure, for once, that Cyberpunk is up to date. I do need to make sure that it's off. Oh, which monitor are you going to land on? There is a very... you're going to land on one. Okay. I'm going to need to change that. Yes, as my stream tanks into oblivion. Oh my. There we go. Okay, so that was a glitch. Beautiful. Beautiful. Give me a second. Ah. This blocks some features.
To a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood. Thanks to unabated game wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed. Because the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo.
I need to get to settings. And we need... disable copyrighted music is on. Fantastic. Can we... It's the sound. Gameplay. Density. Nudity sensor on. Thank you. Analytics. That's great. Okay. This is fantastic. I need you to do that thing where you go to the right monitor. Can I not change you to which monitor we're running this on? Video. Thank you. Apply. Great. I love this. Okay. So we're here. This is good. This is good. I need to check my stream. So before we do this, windowed borderless. Apply. We're gonna up you to 92. Nope, 920. Because yes, This game does allow me to switch it over. Good though. One sec here. Checking analytics. Oh. Okay. I might... There. I'm gonna keep it roughly there. The music is loud for me. Well, that sucks. Stop it, man. You have no reason to be doing that. Yes. Okay. We're gonna go. Give me 1 second here. Trans rights are human rights. Gonna go and put that one on there. We're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the music down to like 21.5 decibels and hope that that helps. I'm at like only -10, so that's something. But like, I think the one problem is that I'm also not like speaking into the mic like I normally would. Because I was trying to be considerate, but apparently this needs to also come up because apparently if I'm at 5.4, everything is fine. But hey, okay, that's fine. You're not showing what we're playing, so excuse me. Game capture, we need you to not be capturing Sea of Thieves, which is not running. Great. Awesome, there we go. Boom. Critter by what do you mean? Like critter as in pest or critter as in like child? Or like critter as in like you've got a cat that moved in and has decided to have kittens in your garage. I need more details, David, than just I found a critter in my garage. For all as I know, is you currently have a Pikachu nesting in the corner of your garage, and I need pictures of this. Pest. Okay, what kind of pest? Do you have an ID, or are you just like, oh, there's just something terrible in here? What are these settings? This is interesting. 48, 36, off, 144. All right, oh, fine. Graphics. Texture quality, medium. We're probably gonna need to go for like, yeah, we have pretty much everything on low. I don't know is AMD, but I don't, does that matter? Oh, RTX ray tracing, which I don't have. You know, I could run a benchmark. It could tell me where I am. This is gonna be fun. It's too long to be a mouse. Okay, that's fun. Well, rat trap. what is this? Okay. So it's running at like 30 frames a second with some pop-in. Reflections, some pop-in on the side. Like, I could tell this game would be very beautiful if my computer could only run it. It really can't. It tries. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So, I don't know what this is going to be requiring of my system to run, but we might be running this on a lower quality. I know I can definitely run it on higher quality, but the problem is that then I can't, if I do that, I can't really stream. That's what makes this difficult. Medium has lens flare. Okay, well, let's see. No, because it's not like... Yeah, because they got ray tracing. Steam Deck. Yikes. Okay. So if we're going to assume high is the best that my system can do, I am going to turn off film grain and lens flare and motion blur, because I hate motion blur. All of that seems fine. I think we had a problem with this in the past. We can't do ray tracing. I don't know if this affects anything. We're just gonna hit apply. Great. Game is still coming through hella loud for me. One thing I need to check. I just like really wish I could move this up. I can. All right. Yeah, motion blur, like, I hate it. It messes with me so much. But, you know, it seems to be doing fine. Okay. Escape. I don't want to hit continue. I want to hit load game. And I want to murder the crap out of all of these. Because we had a fun little problem where all of this was technically modded gameplay. Awesome. Autosave's killed. We're gonna hit new game. We're doing this on normal, because as I've discovered, one of the things that I've enjoyed doing actually is playing online games where the whole point of me playing is to like not succeed. I just tool around to have fun. Because I know that I'm not good, and I know that I can't shoot people in the face, because I live up in Canada, and it's not like anyone I'm going to be getting in the same servers as me is not going to have my leg. I'm never going to win. I get this. I'm basically always connecting to servers at like 112 or something ping, and they're at like 30. I'm not gonna win. They're gonna kill me. So it's like, okay, fine. So I basically play PvP games for the express purpose of just being a nuisance and doing stupid shit. And it's worked out for me. I know I have a thing for the street kid line. I've never completed it. I don't know if it really changes much about the game. I know you have like a couple options that are cool and everything. But I'm gonna go and I'm like looking for my dice. There we go. I'm gonna go and roll and just go say 0 to 10 is, or sorry, 1 to 10 is Nomad, and like 11 to 20 is Corpo. Because we're not gonna do the street kid line. Because I've done a street kid line, and somewhat. And that was a 3, so we are going Nomad. Oh god, the flashbacks. The baby face on this one is impressive. Gonna be honest.
I'm V.
No thanks.
V.
Thank you. Tone, I need you paler than sour cream. Thank you. Reasons obvious. Anyway, skin type. I'll see. Okay, so that's obvious. That's paler. You know, we're gonna stick with 1. Hairstyle. Technically, I'm gonna exist with you off for the moment. Color, brown. Just give me a sec here. Thank you. Eyes. Oh, that is close. It has been a while since I've been in this character creator. Can we go all the way down to 1? Thank you. Hello. No, 0? 22. Okay. Oh no. This isn't the fun character where I get to choose depth and stuff like that. This just happens to have depth. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Not too bad. You moved your head too much, so from 5. 7 is not too bad. You know, I kind of like the squareness. It's kind of my eye-ish. Kind of like the square, to be honest. Anywho, more round, more flat, more narrow, farther apart. No, kind of squarish, but not kind of the same. Nope. Ugh, I hate it when you move. No. 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 Going to 7, because I hated that the least. Okay. Eye color. I believe last time we left this up to a vote, and you guys decided the swirlies were the better option. Personally, I hated it. But once again, it's all up to you. We can do a swirly eyebrow, because we've got, like, and I put myself onto needing cybernetics in this case, because eyes, we see these ones in one of them. Those ones are different. We've got those eyes, which we apparently enjoyed. I hated them because, dear God, it made it hard for them to look at, or hard for me to look at them. The skull eyes I find stupid, but that's okay. Everyone has a style. These ones terrify me. That one I find funny because it's heart eyes, and that's a trope. Black eyes, because everyone likes to going the demonic route. Sorry, you please specify, because you're a bit behind me. So please specify which ones you hate, and we'll try to avoid those ones. That said, the Unis Honest eyes. That's It's something. Skull's ones are like icy death. And you know, I can actually see this working depending on the type of tattoos you got for like a whole style. But I think it kind of like it depends on what you're doing. Whereas a lot of these, they kind of seem like tactical alternatives. I don't know. Kind of feels like they wanted to go for something and they couldn't. Like, you wanted to make fancy looking eyes, and these two are really good. Like, I like this. The top left? Yeah, these ones. Like, these ones I like because, like, they've got the whole... It kind of feels like this is, like, underplating, if this makes sense. Like, you have eyes, and you have the opportunity to, like, skin them like other ones. But this is, like, if you don't have the money to do it, they're just the default manufacturer specification. And then these ones... feels like it's a statement, you know, it kind of looks like a QR code. This one is just, you're being edgy. And then these ones, like I said, they fill a trope, and I find that funny, personally. But I'll do that for my own playthrough, because I find that hilarious. These ones just freak me out. It feels like this could have been a cool-looking style, but it feels like... It feels too in your face. I feel like this would have gone better as a more subtle, if you'd like recolored some of these to be like this. Like it could have been a little bit more subtle in its approach. These ones kind of feel like you're, I don't know, they feel corpo to me. Like you're corporate. They're clean. They're defined edges. This one is obviously if you're doing a more punk vibe, and then these are cool concept ones. They fall into the same thing as these ones for me. Actually, these three kind of do that. They feel like... I get Alice in Wonderland vibes. I get... like, creepy... I don't know. Almost vampiric vibes from these. And then from these ones, I get, like... For these two, I get some kind of weird punky vibes with this, like punk or goth. Don't know why I'm getting that, but I do. These ones feel corpo or like military or security, and then these ones I don't know what's going on. This also feels like military, but like in a different ex-military kind of way. And these feel like they're a statement. And these, I guess, would kind of fall under the same potential punky vibe depending on how you did it or something else. But I like these. These are like manufactured. This is just a personal thing. I might go with these. I'm probably going with these. I'm very likely going with these. I just can't decide if I like white or black. Definitely like black. Sticking with that then. Eyebrows. Oh, lovely. The one thing I hate in my life. Brown, please. We need to see what these things are doing. Okay. Thickish eyebrows, kind of unkempt, kind of got a thing going. There we go. Okay. So, shaped, trimmed, different kind of shaped, kind of unkempt. These ones are definitely kind of more of an unkempt vibe, but thicker brows. Personally, I have something similar to this. I'm just more thinner on the whole midsection. So it's just checking something there. That is thinner. No, the 6 isn't that bad. 7 is thinner, more shaped. Off. So what, we only have 8? Oh, we only have 8. I know, I'm kind of stuck between 1 and 6 here. 1, 6. I'm gonna go with 1. It's kind of more of a bolder look. It's kind of what I want, to be honest. Thinner. But like, I really wish I had more hair in the center, which I don't. Kind of fades out, which sucks. But I suppose I could always pencil that in. Anyway. We will change eyebrow color in a bit. We have eyelash color. Oh, that's new. Hi. Oh, that is beauty. Oh, we're gonna change those. We're gonna go back and do coloring afterwards. Mouth. There's 22 options. Mouths are hard. For me, personally, especially because she keeps touching it. Mouths are difficult. Stop touching. That's closer to what I've got. But the difference is, line's more bow-shaped on the upper lip. And thinner. You know. Weirdly. All of these ones have such interesting lippage. You know, I'm kind of not hating that one the most, which is hilarious that it lands on 7. But I also know that the side profile changes. And yet 7 is the one that kind of I don't hate the most. 10's pretty decent. Oh, is it 14? I'm gonna go back down to 7. 'Cause 7's the one I hate the least. And ears. Doesn't give me an off setting. Cowards. No ears for the win. Cat ears for the win. Actually, if we're being honest, cat ears for the win. Here we are. Well, 11's not that bad. Uh, 14, also kind of not that bad, to be honest. Just wish y'all had. I have an urge to make a joke about lobes because of Star Trek, but I don't have the equipment to make a joke. Like I don't have the joke lined up. I just like had this idea about lobes right now because I'm like looking at that and I'm like, I wonder if, you know, actually kind of like 6. 7 can bite me. 6 looks decent. I'm gonna throw that one in there. Screw that. Cyberware. How much damage do facial scars? Off. Thank you. how much damage can we possibly shove onto a single human being? Cyberware off. Cyberware 1. We have done some obvious work on your eyes and upper face. That feels more like implants. That is kind of what Jackie's got going. As much as I love that, like before I knew that I'd be dealing with Jackie, I kind of loved this. But come on, let's be unique here. That feels like there's like a visor or something that needs to go on there. It kind of feels like, I don't know, lenses would pop up or something, which would be funny, but no. Vocal training, that is cool. You know, if that was like one thing I'd change about me, it would be my voice. We didn't even change jaw. What the heck? We missed jaw entirely. Hi. We're gonna look just to the front jaw. Kind of in love with 2. Kind of in love with 5 a little bit too. I didn't get to see those. Please take your hands away from your face. Thank you. 7's pretty neat. It was 2, 5, 7. 2, 5, 7, 9. Hi. Hands away from face, please. Click. Ooh, 9 and 10. No. Hey. 17. Strangely, 7's kind of interesting. Kind of don't like that. Can we get you to? Thank you. You know, fuck it. 7's got kind of this nice wide thing that's going on. And their other ones were not really that appealing, at least not to me. So if I'm making a character, I'm going to try and make it somewhat realistic. Facial scars afterwards. We need cyberware. What were we even doing with cyberware? We had vocals. We have whatever's going on with this, which feels like... It feels like stuff was removed. Just kind of what that feels like. Eye mods. 1, which is major. 2, which is interestingly golden. I kind of hate that. Kind of hate the golden touch. I get why they do it. It would match skin and everything, at least for people with paler skin colors. That's just being ostentatious. That feels a bit too modified for someone out in the road. That feels kind of like more of a robust type. Oh, we have noses. Did we skipped over nose. I don't know how I did that. I'm amazing at skipping things. Okay. Oh, 22 noses. Dear God. No. Not hitting 5. Compared to 1, kind of like 5 better. Gonna be honest. 5 base. Whoop. 5, 6, not really a fan of. 7 is interesting. Ooh, 8's kind of got a bit of what I got going on with that whole Roman nose bump thing kind of almost being there. You know, before HRT, 9 kind of would have been very much my nose. There is a bit of a nose structure change, I have noticed. 10. Wait, did I change the lips? On the blow, or did I just touch it? I just touched it, okay. 10. 11. 12 is kind of not fitting character. Oh, that's really far up. Then again, has a certain charm. 16. 19, 20. 1, 22. Gonna be honest. Kind of in love with 5. Kind of going with 5 here. Okay. Cyberware. Kind of stuck between. Like I said, I hate. That feels like stuff was removed. I'm kind of stuck between. Like 5 and 8. Because there's the throw one. 5 and 8. You know, five, 8. I'm gonna go with 8. Facial scars. What we got? Okay, got a couple scrapes, got a black eye. Someone absolutely went Fury Road on our face. Well, that seems like a close encounter we don't want to have again. That seems intentional. Let's not do. Oh. Oh. Anybody who has that many stitches due to a scar, I want to know the story behind the scar. And I want to know if they're okay. In reverse order. I want to know if they're okay, and then I want to know the story. Because, oof. Also, ouch. Want to know the story on that one. All right, have a good night, David. Thank you for stopping by. I know I'm kind of doing the annoying stuff that I probably should do off stream, but hey, you know, it's all part of things. We had 4 people at one point. 4.5? 5? For a brief second, we had 5 people. But anyway, take care, David, and I hope you have a good night. Facial tattoos. Well, facial scars. This is an interesting one. Facial scars. You know, it's like you live in the Borderlands. I find like this one has the most story behind it. Like something happened semi-recently. It's got stitches. It's healed, mostly. Probably needs the stitches removed at some point. Or they'll dissolve. Depends on what type of stitches there are. Facial tattoos. That's a statement tattoo. That's kind of cool. That's like V, and I love some of the stuff that's going on there, but there's a lot going on. That's a cool one. Some of those tattoos look like they hurt. Whoop. that one. Hard to kill. Oh, yeah. Okay. Love you. Gonna be honest, I'm kind of a fan of this one, and I'm going with that. As for piercings, oh. Do we want piercings? Those be a bad idea? I mean, that's kind of cool. And that one is literally just on the left side. Just a stud. So on the other side. Earrings on one side. Put earrings on both sides. Lots of earrings. Lots of studs. Bit of column A, bit of column B. All facial. Studs. Studs and a nose ring. Through the septum? I like this one. It's kind of minimalistic, but there's enough there. You know? Okay. Piercing color can wait. Teeth. White. Metallic, metallic, metallic. Pink. White. I'm going with white teeth. What makeup do we have? I mean, we have 20 options for makeup. Oh, geez. I'm gonna be here forever. Eyes. Eyes. Okay. Not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. Might do that as a street kid thing. Under wingtips. That looks splotchy, like it's been there for a bit. That is 6, which I think is literally just the lids. And smoky. And just the lids. And underneath. And okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's kind of cool too, in its own way. That's awesome. They added in more of this. That is awesome. Not for this character, but that is still awesome. And they got X's over the eyes. That's cool. And like, it's relaxing. Oh yeah, it's just me being like, yeah, I like this, I like that. I mean, why do you think I have so many character creation hours in just Skyrim? It's just me going through and being like, you know, yes, no, that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of a fan of this because further down, there's this. And so that's like definitely some expression going on there. But I like this. It's light. The alternative is just the top of the eye. But like part of me thinks that if this is like a nomad, right? Like you'd be dealing with potentially sun in your eyes. So you'd want something underneath your eyes to sort of help reflect sun or help reduce the reflection of sun on your face. And so I was like, okay, well, then you'd want something around the eyes. And honestly, like none of these, except for like this one, kind of really do anything like that. Like that kind of go really down. Except for like a couple of the really wild ones. And so I'm just gonna steal this one because I like it aesthetically. We'll deal with color later. Lips. 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 Okay, so we can either have default, glossy, matte, or off default. We're gonna do matte. And then we'll deal with, ooh, lip makeup style. Lip makeup. Oh, so sort of defined, strip. I've absolutely been making out with someone or have not changed this in a while. I've begun to basically eat my own lipstick. Seems very corpish. Seems very corpish as well. That's interesting. That seems like a heart. Seems like a smudge. A line, it's interesting. More lines, that's interesting. Okay, nope. For me, ooh, this little triangle is reminding me of the trilateral pack for Elite Dangerous, or as everyone called it, the It's Not a Phase Mom pack. And if you don't know what that is, look up Elite Dangerous trilateral pack, and you will see the face makeup that you can put on, and it is stellar. All right. Oh, that was color. Lip makeup. They've got flames. They've got this cool flamey stuff going on, and of course I want to use it. And that feels like you just got punched in the face. See, that's defined, and that's back to normal. That was 20. Just because it's just so well done, like, either you are really good with lipstick or you're using like some sort of like taping to do that. And then peeling off. But that really makes me want to just kind of go crazy with it. And just do this. Like, but that'd be punky. It's the problem. Part of me's like, I gotta make this functional. But then again, it's makeup. Like, express yourself. Be who you want to be. I gotta remember that. Cheek makeup. Off. Alright, I'm gonna turn our blemishes off for a second. Okay. Cheek makeup. Kinda got like freckles going on. More freckles going on. Definitely freckles going on. Definitely freckles going on. That's a blush. That's a different kind of blush. Oh, that's a embarrassed blush. Oh, hold up. Evidently, we need something darker to see all this. Oh, it's high cheeks. Oh, high cheeks. High cheeks. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. This one's the best one for finding it all. Okay, so that's over the cheeks. Doing that. Doing up. Side. Front. Hearts. Right on the nose. Stars. Please tell me we've got a black. Oh, all we got is that. Oh, that sucks so bad. Off. You know... kind of like that. Maybe not so dark. Like, it's kind of like mottling, you know? I'm keeping that. That's a personal choice. I'm keeping that. Blemishes. How many we got? 3? Okay. Moling, moling, moling. We're gonna do none. Call her lucky. Short or long? In my personal experience, doing anything hard labor-wise, you're gonna have like chipped nails, and you're gonna want them short because anything long's gonna break. That's been my experience, and because they don't allow you to do the whole longer ends and smaller index and middle, because those are kind of the helpful too, for a lot of reasons. We can do chipped. Are these pride tipped nails? That's cool. Oh, are these pride nails? No, those are just okay. Part of me's like, pride? Pride? But you know. Hearts. Nude. Dark red. Dark red. Chrome. Tipped. Pink, as we've done this one. Pink. Purple and red and white and yellow and some weird glassy looking thing and that and that and that. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, little hearts at the tips. Okay. Whoop. Little hearts. Cool strippy. Not sure what any of those really are. I mean, if we ever wanted flames, just straight up black. Whatever this green one is, the purple, and then a gray. I'm gonna be honest. Kind of a fan of the flames because they're flames, but at the same time, no, it's the flames. It's absolutely the flames. Let's just do the flames. Just immediately 50% cooler. Okay. Nail color. Body tattooage. Whoa. Okay. I hate that one. I commonly use that one for the street kid. Oh, that fits the one on the neck. That's cool. I might take that. Okay. That is the NUSA one. Okay. I'm taking this. We got body scars 1. Then I'm kind of noticing does like something down the spine here, but I was gonna say kind of noticing the side here. Well, definitely something at the, okay, that's a lot. We're gonna say off. And we don't get to decide boobage. Okay. Or anything else. Awesome. We now come up to hair. We're gonna go all the way back to 1. Oh, 38. Oh, geez. Okay. I mean, kind of what I'm going for. Just saying. Okay. Hairstyle. I do not have the hair to pull off that, even though that looks badass. You know, power to you if you can pull that one off. I definitely can't. I am envious of girls who can pull off that short haircut. Like, I definitely, for me, at least the way I feel currently, I definitely need the long hair to sort of help pull off the whole femme look. But if you're able to pull off the femme look with a haircut like that, I'm envious, because I don't think I'm ever going to pull that off. Okay, well, I see some of you are leaving, so I'm probably going to end up creating the character and then immediately saving. Just because it is late. It is now 10 o'clock, and I have to be up early tomorrow. That said, wild hair. Loving that hairstyle. I do not like that one. Ooh, that one's cool. Nah. That is... no. Don't know what's going on there. I kind of want to keep out of the Fallout universe for that one. This is 14. Ooh, short one. Power to people who can pull off that one too, because I would love to, I can't. This one is a no. I'm going to say no to that one. That is kind of cool. Saying no. Ooh, it's shorter. Oh, that's smart. I should definitely go for shorter. I don't. Oh. Nice ponytails. Long haircuts. Down on both sides. Scraggly. More hair. Short off to one side. Out of the face and tucked. Goals. Not gonna lie, I do like that one. However, I do mean this, however. Where was it? This one's pretty good. There was another that I said was pretty cool. That one's pretty cool. That one feels more street city vibes. I'm gonna go for 22 here. Whoop. And hair color. Oh, this is gonna be a hard one. Well, that fits the tattoos, but I'm pretty sure that makes me very close to a character in game. That is a hot color palette, not gonna lie. Okay, the difference between these two is the type. Still very close. I'm more of a fan of purple, and that would be my entire hairstyle. Yeah, okay, yellow, teal. Brownish, green, gray, red, push. Ooh. Okay, and then all purple versus darker purple versus lighter purple. Green. I am a fan of purple and probably gonna go with purple. Actually, I'm not even gonna say probably. I'm gonna go with purple. Just want to see what all of these look like. That's kind of cool. That's kind of got a cool contrast to it. I think, you know, if I had to choose, I'm gonna go with how my hair would do if I tried to put purple in, which would be that, which is exactly what happens. It goes black with like a purple iridescence. It's not what I was aiming for, but was something that was good. All right, hair color there is good. Eye color, eyebrow color could easily also be made to be purple, or the brighter one, like the tips. If we do that, it's purple. And if we do this for the eyelash color, we could, see, this will do pink, but that does purple. Kind of feel like with the ends being pinkish, the eyelashes being pinkish might actually help, but I'm kind of in love with the purple coloring. Piercing color. Silver, gold, other silver, bronzy, red as heck, pink as heck, black, ooh, blue styled, pink styled, that styled, kind of a reddy styled. I'm gonna go with black just because that keeps kind of